Hello and welcome everyone to our CIPR International Annual General Meeting. My name is Samantha Siwusaran and I am the chair of the CIPR International Committee, and it's a pleasure to have so many of you with us today. So we'll get started now for the first 15 minutes, which is going to be the formal part of our meeting. So here we're going to run through the chairman's report, financial report and other committee activities such as the voting for next year's committee. So this will take us approximately 15 minutes to go through. Then we'll get started with our panel session on the exciting topic of Do Facts Matter, PR and the State of Truth. So we're all looking forward to that. So without further ado then, I'll start with the committee part of the apologies, the first item on the agenda. So do we have any apologies, Tatiana? Could you just let us know?
Hi everyone, yes we do have Susan, but it was only her at the moment.
Okay, well thank you very much Tatiana for that. So the next item on the agenda is the minutes of the 2021 AGM, which have been circulated to members. So could anyone let me know if they have any issue with that? Any questions or any comments on the 2021 minutes? If not, then I think we will consider those as deemed adopted. So now moving on then to the next item, which is the chair's report from myself. So as those on the committee know, this is my first year as chair. And I've been excited to become chair now since it's been the largest and most diverse set of people we've had on the international committee. We now have had 24 members over the last year, and people have been coming from 5 continents, from all different countries and regions. We've had people from the UK, from Europe, from Africa, from the Middle East, the Caribbean, even someone from New Zealand for part of the year, and also from Asia. So I'm excited that we've had such a very wide range of people who have been joining the committee, and that's definitely helped us in our work. So in terms of the committee's aim for the past year, it has been to promote international best practices and excellence in the profession globally. Also, an important part of our mandate is about promoting chartership, as CIPR is uniquely placed in this regard to award the chartership qualification to PR professionals globally. And since the COVID times, we've been able to offer that through an online assessment, which has really opened up the chartership potential to people much more broadly. So we're very proud of that. Then when it comes to our number of members, we've now got 859 members, and this year we've had 150 new members. So I think that is again something that we can be quite happy about, to see that our offer has had a wide appeal globally. And out of the current membership, of the 859 in total, 318 are based overseas. So I think that's already quite impressive, and it's something that we want to continue to promote in the next year or two. So I think against this backdrop, it's shown our work moving forwards in a positive direction. I think also talking to different people globally, I mean, this is a particularly strange time for the PR industry and those working in it, because on the one hand, many of us are involved in looking at the sort of the post-COVID narrative, whether it's for governments or it's for corporations, that people are now moving on into a sort of a new chapter in many respects. And also at a practical level, many of us are having to deal with hybrid events, so physical, virtual, so it's like this is also something that we're having to manage from as a professional in our daily work. So that is something which is, I think it's actually helping us in a way in attracting more members, because the need for training, particularly in the digital domain, has become something that's more sought after. So just to recap then on our own work streams. So we have 5 work streams on our committee. So the first is online events. So here we started the year with an online event with a global alliance led by Eva. We've also had events on the global capability framework led by Professor Anne Gregory. We've had an event on the on the sustainability movements, and also one on doing PR in Africa. So I think that the Doing PR series is something that CIPR International started some time back, and it's also something which we'll be looking to continue with sessions on the Middle East, on Asia, the Caribbean, and so on. So we can really get to share some insights. If we were asked tomorrow to move on to a particular market, that would give us some insights on how to go about it. Then not forgetting the value of chartership, that we were very active in Chartership Week this year. We held our own webinar with some committee members and others, which was about, what is the value of chartership in the profession? How does it help you get to the top table? And then also in terms of other membership events, I've also myself done some external events to promote membership. So one of those was with the Comms Avenue in Nigeria, for example. I mean, we have had a couple of events that we've had to postpone, with the sad loss of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So there we did have one event on membership and one on Ukraine, which I think was a topic that we were all really looking forward to hearing more about. So I think for the Ukraine webinar and the membership one, they will now have to be rescheduled, hopefully fairly soon. Our second work stream is on the issue of content creation, where we've been looking into blogs and Influence magazine and so on. So here again, we've had some sort of thematic blogs on areas such as sustainability. We've had some interviews with our own committee members. We've also looked at what is the value of getting chartered, where some of our members have been offering their own personal perspectives, both of the assessment process and also what's the value at global level. And we've also had one blog from the University of Nairobi, again, which was something that we were keen to have more of. Yes, our third work stream is on the area of research, where we had begun to scope out some work on ethics in a cultural context. And on that, we'll just be looking to see how to go forwards so it doesn't overlap too much with the work of some other organisations. On social media, we were particularly active in the Gets Chartered Week, where we had videos from different members from around the world, both on the committee and also those not on the committee who were joining in, saying what chartership means to them. We also had another initiative called My PR Day, which is like you wake up in the morning and what's the first thing you do as a PR professional in different countries. So that is a series that we're looking forward to developing further. And also alongside our social media, we do now have the CIPR Connect app. So this has been a new initiative from our headquarters to also promote member-to-member networking and communications. So, so last but not least, when it comes to our last work stream, which is on liaison, that we have had quite a number of activities together with the Global Alliance, University of Nairobi, for example, and also some others such as Africa Communications Week, where we were parts of their program. So I think that we'll definitely be looking out to do more with other global entities in different regions, different associations, and different partnerships. Then when it comes to our internal liaison within CIPR, we've also been making a strong contribution, that we've had members on the council, on the coordinating committee and on the board. Myself, I've also been participating in the group chairs meeting, and we did on a more social level have the chance to meet some of the CIPR HQ people at our summer drinks in London in August. So and apart from that, so we've had a few like personal congratulations to give out in our committee. So most recently was Crispin, who has now become a fellow. So congratulations again to Crispin. We've also had Emma getting chartered, which I know was a lot of work, but you got over the line. So congrats to you, Emma. So all in all, I think we've had an extremely good year on the committee, and we're very much looking forward to being even bigger and better for next year. So so that then concludes my chairman's report. Moving then on to the treasurer's report, which I will also be giving on behalf of our treasurer, Stuart from Lansons. So all in all, since we've been mainly doing virtual events for the last few months, we've had no real sort of P&L change, in the sense that we've had no change in income, we've had no particular direct costs. So all in all, we're still in a sort of net zero position, as Andras has coined the phrase in the past. So we still have a surplus which is healthy enough to help us for next year, when we'll be having CIPR's 75th anniversary. So that concludes the treasurer's report. So now I'll be moving on to the part about the membership for next year of our committee. So what we'll be doing now is going through the different positions and the groups, which will just take us another couple of minutes before we move on to the debate. So first of all, then, myself, I'm standing again as chair for the next year. So is there a proposer for myself? Thank you.
Yes, I propose you.
Thank you, Andras, for proposing me. And then a seconder, is there anyone?
Yes, seconded.
Thank you very much, Eva. So now to the committee then, could everyone please indicate if they're also happy to vote to support me for this year? Yes, sure. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. That's great to be back again for next year. So second point then, for the vice chair position, that now we have a new candidate unopposed for this year, who is Crispin Thorold. So Crispin, so myself, I'll be delighted to propose you. Do we have a seconder for Crispin? Thank you, Shirley. Thank you very much. So now then for the committee, if you could just indicate your support for Crispin, if you would like to vote for him. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, everyone. Now moving on to the secretary position. So this is going to be a new candidate unopposed for this year, who is Tarzima Kalla. So Tarzima, we'll see. Is anyone able to propose you? Eva?
Yes, I'd like to propose as Tarzima. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Eva. And then for seconder, do we have someone?
Yeah, I'd like to second.
Great, thank you very much, Crispin, for seconding. So now for the committee then, if you could indicate in a vote if you're happy to support Tarzima. Great, thank you very much, and congratulations to Tarzima. Welcome on board. So now for the treasurer post, we have Stuart Graham, who is freestanding again for the position. So would someone like to propose Stuart?
Yeah, I'll propose Stuart.
Okay, thank you very much, Crispin. And would someone like to second Stuart?
I'm happy to second.
Okay, thank you very much, Andras. So now for the committee then, if you could just indicate your support for Stuart as treasurer. Excellent, thank you very much. So that now then takes us to the end of our officers, and now we have a few more votes, which is for groups of committee members, and then we'll move on to the next part of the session. So for the committee members, Group 1. So this is made up of Eva McLean, Shirley Collier, Andras Stanislav, and Professor Anne Gregory. So I'm very happy to propose this Group 1 to the committee. Do I have someone to second her?
Yeah, I'll second this group.
Okay, thank you very much, Crispin.
Thank you.
So now for the committee as a whole, would you be able to indicate your support for this group? Okay, thank you very much. So that is Group 1 that voted through. Now moving on to Group 2. So we have Alessandra Plicero, Emma Duke, Saad Al-Rubayan, and Margarita Kuklaki-Nuturu. So would someone like to propose this group?
I'll propose.
Thank you very much, Eva. And then for the seconder?
Yeah, I'm happy to second.
Yes, thank you very much, Shirley. So now then for Group 2, if everyone could indicate their support in the vote. Yes, I can see that is carried. Thank you very much, everyone. So now we're moving on then to the co-opted committee members, to the first group. So here we have Balint Brunner, Derek Chung, Tatiana Bayu, and Cleo Bell-Lewis. So could we have a proposer for this group?
Yeah, I'm happy to propose.
Thank you very much, Shirley. And do we have a seconder for this group?
Yeah, I'm happy to second.
Thank you, Andras. Thank you very much. So now we'll take it to the vote then for this group, for Group 1 of co-opted members. Thank you very much. I can see that's carried. Thank you, everyone. So now we're moving on then to the second group of co-opted committee members. So this is made up of Mabel Adelenusu, Claire Benson, Ferdinand Bondoy, and Stuart Bruce. So do we have a proposer for this group?
Yes, I'm happy to propose them.
Thank you very much, Andras. And then do we have a seconder for this group?
Yes, I'm seconding.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you, Eva. So now to take it to a vote, could everyone indicate in the vote? Yes, I can see a lot of support. Thank you. So that takes us to the end of Group 2. So we have one last group now. So this one is Group 3. And the people who are in this group, we are Simon Corbett, Omatola Akindipe, Isabella Hamilton, Nishika Bajaj, and Richard Rose. So for this group, I'm delighted to propose them myself. Do I have a seconder for this part?
Yeah, I'll be very happy to second this group.
Thank you then, Crispin. So this is our last vote. So can we then have a show of hands for the votes here? Yes, I can see that is carried as well. So thank you very much, everyone. Well, this then takes us to the end of our first part of the meeting. I think I'm only 2 minutes overdue, so that's good. So what we'll do now is that we'll have a sort of maybe 30-second break while we just prepare for the panel session to begin. So thank you very much, everyone, for your support for the candidates just now. We look forward to next year, and now we'll have, say, a 30-second break while we wait for the panel to be prepared. Thank you, everyone.